What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ben, and welcome to another edition of the Backstage Slam Wrestling Podcast. This is episode number 172, and we don't even have a topic or title yet for the name of this episode. Anyway, my name is Ben. What up, Josh? What's going on?
No, just chilling, killing, doing my thing. You know how it goes.
Just a typical Sunday. Pretty good day for NFL today, man. My Broncos unexpectedly went to Houston and spanked the Texans. I was very happy, and the Patriots lost.
You know, if you want to talk football, start a football podcast. This is a wrestling podcast.
I'm waiting for the XFL to start. Okay,
and my
there's
Texans
way
lost,
too many.
so we don't need to talk about it.
Jacksonville is over party. Wait, what's the hashtag? Jacksonville is over party. Hashtag Jacksonville is over party. I don't know. I was laughing. Anyway, so I kind of wanted to get away from the formulaic style that I've been taking the podcast for a little bit and just go with an open topic, just kind of organically bring stuff up for about 40 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And while we were setting up for the show, you said you had the perfect icebreaker topic to open up the pod.
Oh yeah. It's a bit of breaking news from, I'm guessing, today, because this is when I found out about it. Let me start with free at last. Thank God Almighty, free at last.
I have not paid any attention to any wrestling news thus far.
Oh, really? So this could come as news to you. Do you follow Luke Harper's Twitter account?
Yes, I do, but I haven't seen any of his. Cryptic. It's Friday.
You know what that means.
You know what that means, yeah. I haven't seen that in like
Yeah.
a couple of weeks. It's just that. It's just that when you got like almost 3K followers and you follow almost all 3K back, like every 5 seconds, my wall just keeps getting poured on and updated. And the only time I can actually check out, what I missed is to actually scroll back down after I wake up in the morning or check every couple of hours and just scroll back and manually search for stuff. But yeah, I haven't seen much from him lately. Is he released?
It's Sunday. You know what that means. Luke Harper's dead.
Wait, what?
And Brody Lee is going to emerge from the ashes. As of today, Luke Harper has been released from his WWE contract.
Oh, fucking don't do that, dude.
Yeah, I know I could have chosen a better way to deliver that news to you, but I didn't want to. So, as of today, Luke
Brody
Harper
Lee.
is a free agent. Well, Luke Harper is owned by the WWE. Brody Lee is now a free agent. And, of
So what is he
course,
gonna
the
do,
internet
CZW?
is... What's that?
What is he gonna do? CZW?
Maybe. Of course, there are, the Brody Lee fans that are like AEW bound. It's like, maybe.
I want to see him in New Japan. I want to see him wrestle guys like I don't know. I want to see him wrestle a lot of guys in Japan. Lance Archer.
We've talked about this guy quite a few times on this show, and sung his praises.
He could have been WWE champion.
He should have been. Remember Bray
Organically.
Wyatt's first title run?
Yeah.
And Luke Harper came back because they had that awesome storyline where
What was it? He had torn. What was it? His injury, torn tricep or ACL, when he was
something
out
like
for
that.
like 10 months, and then he came back, and then everybody just started to go for him, and then they put him in the a 6 pack match, and then I don't know. They kind of had a messy spot with him and AJ Styles get eliminated at the same time, but it was actually AJ that obviously came first, and then that was it. Like,
Well,
he
what
could
had
have.
happened was it seemed like they
Oh
gave Randy Orton his title spot,
yeah, that
and
sucks.
we all know how that turned out. But finally, no more being sat on the sidelines. No more being benched. He is now free to go wherever he wants. And somebody in some Facebook group or message board, I don't remember where it was, but somebody suggested NWA, and I thought, that's actually not a bad choice for him. I honestly hope he changes his look. But yeah, Luke Harper deserves a chance to be as good as he can be. And today is probably a day he's going to be celebrating. Not many people celebrate losing their job, but I think he'll be fine, and he'll land somewhere nice.
You
New
just gave
Japan
me
is
the
also a good
idea.
choice.
You just gave me the idea to what the name of episode 172 will be, and it's just simply freedom! Exclamation point.
Well, some other people were granted their freedom today too.
Wait, oh wait. Do we have like a mini exodus, mass exodus from WWE? That
It's
I've been
hard to
asking
say
for?
it's an exodus because exodus means voluntary. And these guys didn't quit. They were released.
Can I guess?
Sure, go ahead.
Is one of them a luchador?
Yes.
Is it Sin Cara?
Sin Cara has been released from the WWE.
Okay, that's not really a spoiler. I had a feeling.
Well, perhaps we should say Sin Cara was not released from the WWE, but the person under the mask was released by the WWE because, if I'm not mistaken, they still own the gimmick and they can just throw it on anybody.
Yeah, they can just get Sin Cara. Oh, but version 7.0.
Exactly. Sin Cara wasn't even Sin Cara, so it's...
I swear to God, they better not do that to Hector Garza when they pull him up to the main roster. Oh, I'm gonna be so pissed,
You are Sin Cara number 4.
dude. Seriously, Hector Garza. I think he's the future of Latin America representation in WWE.
Would you like to give a guess on the other 2 people released?
Whoa, 4
Yep.
from WWE?
Mm-hmm.
Are they singles wrestlers?
Do you want hints?
Yeah.
Okay. It is a tag team.
Okay. Revival?
No.
Oh, dude, I got excited for once. I got excited. Oh, man. I know their contracts are coming up soon if they haven't re-signed already. Let's see, who haven't... I'm going to take just a couple of stabs and then I'll give up. Who haven't we seen? The Singh brothers?
No, they're on the shows.
Let's see, who haven't we seen? No, not Vod. The Ascension?
The Ascension has been released by WWE.
Oh, good for them. Good.
Victor tweeted a picture of Mel Gibson, from Braveheart screaming freedom. So I think he's fine with losing his job also.
That's an injustice. That's a major booking injustice right there, man. They were so hot in NXT. You remember when they
Yeah,
came up? When they came up to the main roster, like, oh, these guys are gonna run roughshod. We're gonna get Legion of Doom 2.0. Nope.
I believe I'm the one that correctly called it and said, "Yeah, they're not going to do anything. They're going to be jobbers."
Yeah. Yep.
Why? Because one, it became pretty clear pretty quick that nobody booking these shows gives a damn what you did on NXT. Just look at Asuka. Breaks Goldberg's undefeated streak, shows up on the main roster, and within how long did she lose?
I think she had a strong 4 month run, and then that was toward the tail end of the year, and then it wasn't long until she lost at Mania, right? Mania was her first loss to Charlotte?
Yeah.
Or did
Yeah,
she
they
lose
kept her
before that?
strong
Yeah.
to make Charlotte look good.
I think she came up in like October or November, and then she lost in like April, March or April.
So there's that bunch of releases from the WWE.
Interesting. I expect a lot more, dude. Like, I went to Fightful.com last week, and I seen how many people's contracts are up in a month.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I can't even remember, but there's like 9 people between now and the middle of January
Do you have that
who has
list
yet
handy?
to resign. I can look for it if you want to bring up another topic.
Oh, sure. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but there were several places that I go to, whether it's to read comments by other wrestling fans or whatnot. And something that caught my eye was when this group was talking about the ratings war, I guess if you want to call it, between AEW and NXT. A couple of people mentioned the fact that, or rather not the fact, but a couple of people mentioned that things should, get to even out a bit, especially now that there are no major events in December. And a couple of people were like, yeah, there's no wrestling pay-per-views in December. And I was like, what? There's no wrestling pay-per-views? Not counting, of course, any other smaller group. Just we're talking WWE, AEW, major primetime cable wrestling shows. And that was the sentiment that people were passing around, just that there are no major wrestling pay-per-views coming up in the month of December. And it made me scratch my head going, I thought
not even
TLC
Impact?
was coming up.
Oh.
And apparently people have completely forgotten about TLC. Mind you, I was reading this, earlier in the week before SmackDown, and I'd completely forgotten about TLC because there have been no matches at that point made. And I looked it up. Honestly, I looked it up because, I thought TLC maybe wasn't a thing. And, sure enough, TLC's coming up 1 week from today. Some matches, I think, were announced on SmackDown. But other than that, there is absolutely no build-up, no anything to go along with this show that's going to be on in a week. So, what is WWE doing just putting on a pay-per-view, quote unquote, to do it. They're like, well, we have to do something in the month of December, pal. Is that what's going on?
I'm not sure. I mean, it's not like it's the first time where they did like a last minute push. Like, how many times have we seen this year and last year? Where
Yes,
they
yes,
wait to
we've
drop
seen
the
it a lot.
entire card on the go home. I don't know. I like what and New Japan Pro Wrestling is doing. It's like right after a big pay per view or a big event, boom, the next night on TV or the next tour event right after, boom, we get our main event. And then the next pay per view is not for another 6 weeks, and then it's like, oh, okay, well, we're gonna build Hangman Page and Chris Jericho for that much, or we got a 4 week build for Cody Rhodes versus Chris Jericho. I mean, it absolutely works. At least we know what we're gonna get. We can anticipate. But if you slap together like Baron Corbin versus Universal Champion Roman Reigns, it's like, but we just seen them 6 weeks in a row on SmackDown, not for the title. Come on, that's kind of lazy.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
I completely agree. Last minute advertising. I don't care if you've had this whole thing written down in some book from like 8 months ago. It doesn't matter if in April somebody backstage is like, well, in December we're going to have Roman and Baron go at it at TLC. At that point, Baron will be King of the Ring, and he's going to look really good, really strong by the time.
Honestly, I hope Baron Corbin wins. They gotta give him something with this King gimmick. Roman is not gonna get phased because I do. Josh, I'm calling it right now. Roman Reigns is winning the. Well, you cannot come back. You cannot battle cancer, come back from cancer, not get thrown down everybody's throats, and then not win the Royal Rumble. I think like he is by far for me the supreme odds-on favorite to win the Royal Rumble. And if he does win, I'll be happy. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I don't think Roman's going to win the Rumble. I think he's going to have a major one-on-one match.
I think he's going to win the Rumble. Let's see. So I found a list, but like I said, the last time I checked, it was like 3 weeks ago, and this was updated December 7th. And the 9 or so names I saw at the end of the year, they all must have re-signed because they're no longer here. Like the next contract is not until March 2020, and it's Matt Hardy's. And then in parentheses, it says Jeff Hardy, contract frozen because his DUIs and stuff like that. So it looks like Shinsuke Nakamura re-sign for 5 years. Every contract is 5 years. So interesting note. Okay, so this is through March. Matt Hardy, March 2020. Let's see. Jerry Lawler, January 10, 2020. Oh no, that's 2021. Ronda Rousey, WrestleMania 2021. Yeah, so not that much. Everybody else is Rey Mysterio, October 2020, but has an out clause after 18 months, which is basically around WrestleMania. Mojo Rawley signed a new deal as of Mojo Rawley re-signed just literally days ago. Okay. That's pretty much it. And then everybody else is like 21 through 2025. See, All Elite Wrestling. No, that's everybody's contracts is locked down for a couple of years. Okay, PCO through the remainder of 2019. Beer City Bruiser, PJ Black through the rest of 2019. Hiroshi Tanahashi through 2019. Rush through 2019. Kelly Klein through 2019. John Moxley and New Japan Pro Wrestling through Wrestle Kingdom. So that's January 4th, 5th. Maria Manic, October 2020. See. Kelly Klein Kelly Klein's gone already from ROH, right? It says through 2019. The last news I heard that was that she's no longer with ROH. See, Impact. Rob Van Dam's contract is up at the beginning of next month, basically. Do we have no Tessa Blanchard date on here? So nothing notable. Nothing notable other than Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy is arguably the biggest name. Unless Tanahashi resigns. Tanahashi's 40. So that's pretty much it for the contract stuff. All right. Let's see. Nope. Jinder Mahal through 2024. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, that's it, Josh. Anybody else anybody you interested in trying to figure out how long they're contracted for? I can try and find their name on the list. Okay, I think we lost Josh for a sec, or Josh has his mic muted. I think he's in a phone call. All right. So what we're gonna do is I am going to that's kind of awkward. Pay attention to Discord next time. All right. All right, you guys can follow us on Twitter. You can follow me at YoBroMMO. You can follow Josh at SkitComic. If you guys would like to become a Patreon supporter, we do offer subscriber tiers of $1, $5, $10, $15, and $20. All we're asking for is $1 a month. Go to patreon.com/YoBroMMO. That's patreon.com/YoBroMMO. I was gonna do the YouTube plug, but I kind of want to wait until because I'm trying to change the channel, my YouTube channel name. Right now it's Ben B Productions. And I deleted the custom link for that, and it says I have to wait like 45 days or something until I can rename my channel. So until I rename my channel, I am not going to toss out the YouTube link. Just look up Ben B Productions. You can find some of the podcasts and some of my gaming content that's up there. It's most likely going to be youtube.com/YoBroMMO. But yeah. I think Josh is back. Josh, are you back? Yep. Okay, there you are. Uh-oh. So the Spreaker thing was just muted the whole time? That's weird. Right now, I'm streaming live on YouTube, and Josh is streaming live through Spreaker on his side. We've been trying to do this. Just started, I think, last month, beginning of November, because that way I don't have to record and then rip the audio and then re-record on a second source.
There we go. It's back.
Okay, that's good. Well, good thing you took that 5-minute break.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. All right. Um, what else? What else can we talk about?
We could talk about ACH.
Okay, go ahead.
He quit.
Yeah. Not only
That's
did he quit wrestling, he quit social media too.
good. That's all I really got to say about that.
All right. So we never really had to bring him up.
He,
um,
he tweets out, "I hate pro wrestling. I hate you." Insert word here, fans that think you know it all. More importantly, I hate the snakes in the industry.
man, I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't know. There was a lot of people that was trying to offer him a support curtain there in WWE, and he just wasn't really, you know,
receptive.
he just, yeah. Um, let's see. What can we talk about? You want to try and guess the name of AEW's next pay-per-view?
Sure. Is it? I got nothing. They've been all over the
I
place
think
with their names.
I think it's either going to be what they bought the trademarks for recently. I think it's either going to be Slamboree or oh shoot, what was that other one? Um,
Bash at the Beach.
no, they're using that for Dynamite in
Okay.
January. Let's see, it was Slamboree and I can't even think of it. I don't know, but so Cody kind of confirmed that All In, All Out, in Full Gear are three of their big four pay-per-views. So there's only one left, and I think it'll be kind of fun to guess what it would be. Maybe it would be an original name. Who knows? Wouldn't it be something if they were able to purchase the rights for Starcade?
Yeah.
The last two or three Starcades WWE brought back was for live events, and I heard there were poopers.
Yeah.
Ugh.
WWE had a live event here in Jacksonville last night. I did not go.
I seen pictures of it. The arena was like half empty.
Or, as some might like to think, it was half full.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, guys, we didn't want to I don't want to talk about TV. I don't want to talk about Raw. I don't want to talk about SmackDown, NXT, or AEW. I just kind of wanted to take a break from the formula. So that's why we're kind of flabbergasted. We're just trying to throw out. We just want to organically bring stuff up on our minds. Okay, let's talk about Ronda Rousey for a little bit. Do
Okay.
you think that her presence is missed?
Do I think her
Because
presence is missed? Not
yeah,
even a little bit.
okay.
Not yet, anyway.
I think it is. I think the women's roster on the main roster is just missing a little oomph. It just needs a little oomph right now. I do think that Becky Lynch has cooled off a little bit, and it's probably a lot to do with Seth Rollins and that stupidly forced real life couple angle that they've been trying to shove it down our throats.
How about this for a quick topic? You brought up Seth Rollins, and I'm not going to bring up anything specific from TV, but did Seth turn? I can't tell.
I want to cop out answer and say yes, but my generalization is I don't think he fully turned heel. I think we're just getting Twitter Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins as a jerk.
I mean that's the best Seth Rollins on TV when he's just a jerk. But
But that's how he is on social media. He's a jerk. He just doesn't know how to have a social media presence. That's just my opinion.
if we asked someone in the WWE, ask Vince, ask Bruce Pritchard, we might get some line about heels and baby faces. That's the past. Everybody's like more of a shade of gray now. Everyone's in that gray area. There's no full good guy and full bad guy. Just
they're not booking it that way. You know what I mean? If that's one blatant lie Vince McMahon or WWE has ever told that, oh, there's no faces and heels anymore. It's like, oh, really? Really? Why are we getting Baron Corbin versus Roman Reigns 15 times in the last 90 days? Come on now.
Yeah, it's almost like that argument came up exclusively for Roman Reigns, just so they can say he's a gray area wrestler. There's some people that don't like him and they boo him. That's fine. But there's some people that love him and they cheer him, and that's fine too. And it's like, but you're putting so much effort into making
we'd see
him
more
the
matches
hero.
like Adam Cole versus AJ Styles. Well, both guys are currently heels, but they're tweener heels. That's more along the lines of, oh, there's no really faces and heels in wrestling. It's like, if that's the case, then why aren't you putting guys? Why aren't they in more matches frequently? You know what I mean? The majority of the main roster matches, 95% of the time, is faces versus a heel. So they can't really rely on that argument. Oh, faces and heels don't do that anymore. They're just trying to pass it off as a hipster thing that they're trying to do with this new women's revolution. And oh, this isn't the PG era anymore. What era is it really? Is it the reality era? What?
I think that era's past.
Like the last 3 years, they've said, oh, like, okay, this is the women's revolution. Then they said it's the reality era. And then in the beginning of October, when SmackDown went to Fox and NXT went live on USA, this is a brand new era in WWE. I'm like, what's the name of this new era? How many more fake eras are we gonna have? To me, Josh, this might sound negative. This might sound like I'm trolling. I still think this is the PG era. Nothing's changed since 2009. Except we got less John Cena.
Well, they're swearing a little bit more on TV now.
Like, there is no significant difference of this so-called new era or anything at all.
No, there is no milestone event that marked the change. I mean, if you could say it's any kind of era, if there was anything that said, hey, we're in a new era, for me, that signifier was probably adding NXT to Survivor Series to make a legit third brand, 3 main shows kind of deal. And that, in my opinion, has been the biggest and boldest change to the WWE since the move to PG. So if I think anything marks the indication of a sudden change, the mark of a new era, that would be it. I mean, the women's revolution thing was great. It needed to happen, but I think it happened under the PG era umbrella. I don't think anybody's going to say this is the women's revolution era, because it didn't really take over every aspect of any shows. You know? They were given their segments, they were given their main events, and even their own pay-per-view. But it didn't, affect segment 1 to whatever the last segment was. It wasn't.
It should be a
in
constant
every segment
thing, though. Like, if they start something new with the whole women's revolution or whatever the heck you want to call it, it should still be relevant today. Not, oh, this is the it thing for 12 months and then that's it. They need to keep it going.
Well, they've kept it going by having the women main event Survivor Series.
Yeah, but what have they done with booking for most of the people? I mean, let me see. Since January of this year, it was just basically the Becky Lynch show. All the way through. If, I don't know, maybe Shayna gets called up. Maybe when she loses the title and she gets called up, maybe she becomes the next main roster women's champion. Maybe Rhea Ripley gets called up early too, and then she comes up and she's the other women's champion, and then all of a sudden we have two completely brand new women's champions on two different main roster brands. They need to do something quick. Okay, I'm tired of the whole politics or politically correct choices that they've been making. They've been trying to book the four horsewomen of wrestling and MMA for so long, and I think that they're trying to get it to happen at WrestleMania this year. But if you take a look at it, when Ronda Rousey does come back, since her contract isn't up until April 2021, Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke, the other two, they are nowhere near main roster ready. Why? Because they haven't been featured enough on their own programs on NXT TV. I've heard they've done very well on NXT live tours, but they haven't been done much justice on TV except for helping run in for Shayna. That's it. So they need to stop, they need to organically go with the flow with what's there and not trying to wait for things to happen, because what was the biggest thing that they did? They keep holding it off because the timing wasn't right. They kept making excuses, and something bad happened, and now it's never going to happen. You know what that was? That was what was it? WrestleMania 30 in San Jose. Undertaker and Sting wrestled on the same card, but not against each other. No, it's never going to happen. Sting almost broke his neck. So,
well, I'd never say never.
They're gonna. It's not gonna happen. They're gonna wait around for Ronda Rousey to come back, and then they're gonna pull this. No, Shayna needs to be on the main roster now. Don't wait for Ronda to come back. Have Shayna come up now. Have Shayna dominate. Then have Ronda come back. And then don't fully bring up Jessamine and Marina. Just bring them up for WrestleMania. Have that stupid four horsewomen 4-way match. Then the next night on Raw, you have the other two go back down to NXT. And then have Shayna and Ronda, one of them turn against each other. And then we'll have Ronda Shayna wrestling for the same, feuding over the same title. I think that would be huge for the women's division. But then again, you got like 40 writers over there, and then Vince says, "Oh, I want it this way. No, I don't like it that way. This is just good shit right here. Here, you do it this way. Take this." Come on now. If you're gonna do a women's revolution, you keep the revolution going. Keep it going. Don't stop it. Don't stagnate it. I don't know. Anything else you want to add?
Just one thing. Wanted to ask: Are we beyond the time of call ups? Have we moved past people being called up from NXT? Because if they're truly on the same level as they're on SmackDown, and some might argue above that level because of the performance at Survivor Series, should we expect anybody from NXT to be, quote unquote, called up? Or do they get put into the rotation for for trades and for shakeups? Is that how things are going to work now?
Kinda, sorta, maybe 50-50, but I also do think that it also gives an easy out for when it comes Royal Rumble season and WrestleMania, because I think that's where most of the call-ups have happened in the last 5 years. But a call-up to me is not an indie darling who is super over in the indies and then ends up in NXT. Like, let's just use an example. Adam Cole. I don't see that being a call up. I see somebody like Velveteen Dream, somebody who came in the WWE, raw talent, come to the WWE, learn the trade in-house, produced, made in and by and from WWE, and then bring up to the main roster. Then yes, that to me is a call up. Like somebody who's a truly developmental talent, not somebody is like, oh, we just signed the number one free agent in the market and now we got him. See, no, that to me that guy's a veteran.
Yeah, it's crazy how they're like, we signed the free agent that is the guy that never left his WWE contract.
Like Shayna I would classify Shayna as a call up, even though she had a year and a half, almost 2 years of wrestling experience. It was NXT that gave her the big break. So I would say if Shayna comes up, I would say she's a call up. But I don't know. I guess it's subjective, maybe.
Fair enough.
Okay, we're about 46 minutes in. I got one last thing. Have you kept up with the World Tag League for New Japan?
I have not.
Okay. It just ended. They just had their final show. A lot of stuff happened there to hype Wrestle Kingdom. Because now we got coming up, it's the Road to Tokyo Dome. And like I said 2 years ago, or like we said 2 years ago, we were kind of hoping WrestleMania would do this, but it looks like New Japan is doing it before them. Wrestle Kingdom is going to be 2 days, a 2-night show. They're going to split their card in half. And that's what I wanted WWE to do, to give both of their main titles, the Universal and WWE titles respectively, legit chance to be called main event. But so on last night's finale, we had the remarkable team of Dave Finlay and Juice Robinson winning the entire tournament. And upon them being celebrated with all of the legendary tag teams on the tournament and stuff like that, Guerrillas of Destiny came out and talked a lot of trash up on the ramp, and then the boys ended up getting called out for the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles at Wrestle Kingdom. So we're going to get David Finlay and Juice taking on Guerrillas of Destiny. That should be fun. During, or should I say after the match, a tag team match with Lance Archer and Minoru Suzuki. Before everybody left the ring, the lights went out, and then out came Jon Moxley, and Jon Moxley took a beeline straight into the ring. He sized up Lance Archer, who held up the IWGP United States title, gave him the, well, I was going to say paradigm shift, but it's not called that in New Japan. He gave him the Death Rider DDT, and then he gave Minoru Suzuki the Death Rider DDT. Cleared out the ring, he grabbed the mic, and he issued a challenge. So we got official Lance Archer versus Jon Moxley for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship match, and it's going to be a Texas death match. So for everybody who was complaining, oh, lights out match between Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega. Well, you're going to get another with Jon Moxley. Shut up and sit down. And finally, something I'm very, very hyped up for. Chris Jericho had another stylistic vignette. He interrupted Tanahashi. And it was very like the new Joker movie-esque. Like he was portraying, the Joker with a whole bunch of clones of himself. Other people dressed up in the clown paint, and Jericho had clown paint and everything. I thought that was pretty cool, and I can't wait. Honestly, they did the bare minimum for the build for Jericho and Tanahashi. I think it's going to be great. We're going to have a 48-year-old guy versus a guy who's 40. I think it's going to be fun. And then here's the updated thing, Josh. On night 1, we're going to have... So this this is a head scratcher, Josh. Okay, on night 1, the main events are for the Intercontinental title, Jay White versus Tetsuya Naito. The winner of that match will go on to the main event on night 2. Okay? So the main event of that's the that's the co-main event on night 1, the Intercontinental title match. The main event on night 1 is Okada defending IWGP belt against Kota Ibushi. The winner of that match will go on to night 2 and face the winner of Jay White versus Naito. Okay? But both belts are going to be on the line on night 2. So it's going to be night 2 is going to be the winner of the Intercontinental title match, the winner of the IWGP Heavyweight title match, and both belts are going to be on the line. The winner of that match will be the double champion. That is nuts.
And that's going to be a hell of a weekend.
Oh, yeah. 2-night event, I'm down. I am so down. I am also very interested in who's going to be in the New Japan Battle Royal. I love that warm-up match. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for tonight's episode. We'll get back to our regular way of... Actually, no. Let me see. No. We have to do the podcast on Friday. February 20th. December 20th. No. Excuse me. December 13th. Friday, December 13th, because it's the go home week. Right?
Yeah.
So it's the 15th. December 15th. Next Sunday is TLC.
Right.
So we're going to be doing the review for that. We're going to be... predictions, excuse me. The prediction show. On the Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th, Josh! I'm going to do a horror movie binge after before and after the podcast. Friday the 13th. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, Friday the 13th, we're going to be doing a podcast. We're going to be predicting the match card. Hopefully they get the most of the card out before Friday. So stay tuned for that. And then next Friday on the 20th. So we're going to have 2 podcasts on the next Fridays. Will be the last episode of the year, Josh. We're going to be not only on the 20th we're TLC, but we're going to be doing a year-end special And then we're going to be taking 2 weeks off. The last week of December and the first week of January will be taken off. So I'm looking at the Windows calendar here. So after the 20th, the next podcast isn't until January 5th. 2.5 weeks. It's a tradition that Josh and I have been doing for 3 years, and I think we're going to keep it. How's that sound?
Sounds good. I'm guessing our end of the year we'll have all of our awards.
We can.
Our lists.
I think I'm just gonna go with 10.
10 categories.
Yeah, 10 categories.
Okay, yeah. Well, what that one year it was like 2 hours that we ran.
Never, dude. No, that video remains to have any viewers. That podcast was way too long.
But I think the content was superb.
Oh yeah. So yeah, December 13th, December 20th, both on Fridays. That's our last 2 episodes of the year. Then we're taking the last week of December and the first week of January off. We'll be back on Sunday, January 5th. And that's pretty much it. I already gave you guys our social media names. I already gave you guys a Patreon. My name is Ben. That's Josh. And we'll see you guys next week. Time to hit the outro.